Now we are coming into the next question. That is from the decline of the Guptas until the rise of Harshavardhana in the early 7th century, which of the following kingdoms were holding power in northern India? So just simply the contemporary question they are asking, which powers were there. And also one more question was also asked, the chronological arrangement of different dynasties. A simple question. I think we should go beyond the simple question instead of the difficult terms they are being asked. And even while focusing on the simple terms, the simple conceptual clarities questions in ancient, medieval art and culture and modern India, you still can score very good marks in history part. So now, which are the options? Guptas of Magadha, not the imperial Guptas, they are different. These Guptas are called as later Guptas or Magadha. We'll discuss all of them. Paramaras of Malwa, Pushyabhutis of Tanesar, then Maukharis of Kanauj, then Yadavas of Devagiri. And you can eliminate here, particularly Yadavas of Devagiri, and they are majorly their medieval dynasties, because we are talking about until the rise of Harshavardhana. Okay, so this dynasty shouldn't be there. Devagiri, we can talk about Mahmud bin Tughlaq Devagiri, you must have heard about that one. And then again, the Paramaras of Malwa, they are Rajput kingdoms, they are again early medieval times. So you have to eliminate this second and the fifth statement. Okay, very simple. So second statement is there, you are eliminating. Fifth statement is there, you are eliminating. 1, 3, 4, 6 answer option. Second statement again eliminated. Then again the fourth statement, that is fifth and sixth, again eliminated. So what is left? That is answer option is B, 1, 3, 4, 6. And that is Guptas of Magadha. Then again Pushyabhutis of Tanesar, Maukharis of Kanauj, then again Maitrakas of Wallavi. Very four minor dynasties. We already talked about Pushyabhutis of Tanesar. That's Harshavardhana we have discussed. Now we will discuss all these things one by one. We can look at that particular question. These are regional kingdoms, not the bigger kingdoms like Mauryas and Guptas. The first regional kingdom was Maitraka. They ruled between 475 to 776 AD, ruling over Saurashtra region, that is in Gujarat region, and their capital was Vallabi, and Dhruvasena Baladitya was one of their important rulers too. And their contemporary, he is a contemporary of Harshavardhana. So that is what the question is, who are the contemporaries? Very simple, all these are very, very regional kingdoms. So we can go through this particular very quickly. And today, I think we try to cover the ancient history part. Okay, and then tomorrow we'll try to cover art and culture part majorly, and again medieval India also. So we'll try to cover both of them together, and today we'll stick to only the ancient history part because it is getting more time orientation. Okay, so there is regional kingdoms. Okay, then again the Maukharis, that is 510 to 606 AD, and then ruled over Kanauj. Like I told you, that is Harshavardhana's sister Rajyashree was married to Gahadavalas, and the Gahadavalas belonged to these Maukharis. It was their capital Kanauj. And this Gahadavalas was killed by Shashanka of Gowda as well as then other Malwa rulers. And now Harshavardhana took some revenge and he rescued his sister and he occupied Kanauj and then he made as its capital. And he was killed by Shashanka of Gowda and Devagupta of Malwa, that is Gahadavalas was killed by Shashanka of Gowda. Then Harsha reconquered Kanauj from these two persons and they rescued Rajyashree. And one more person of this, one more ruler of Maukharis was Yadavas of Warangal, that is 554 AD. And he was notable for defeating Unas, one of the Central Asian Unas who came to India during the Gupta's time period. One of the reasons for the decline of the Gupta, they were Unas. And Yadavas of Warangal repelled the Unas, we can say their invasion. It was not one just invasion, many invasions that happened. And Yadavas of Warangal was known for defeating Unas over there. Okay. Then again, other regional kingdoms during the same, which was there in the particular answer option, that we can say later Gupta, also called as non-imperial Guptas also, because they don't have any connection with the imperial Guptas. That is, imperial Guptas means we talk about Chandragupta 1, Chandragupta 2nd, okay, then Samudragupta, they are different. Kumaragupta, Skandagupta, they are different. And these later Guptas are different. They ruled between 6th century to 8th century. They ruled over Magadha, same Magadha region, that is Pataliputra region, and Malwa region also, a little bit. And no connection to imperial Guptas whatsoever. And one founder of this particular Gupta dynasty is called as Krishna Gupta, and that Guptas was Sri Gupta. And they had matrimonial relation with Maukharis. We talked about Maitrakas, Maukharis, the other regional kingdoms which was there, and they briefly acted as Harsha's vassals. It means under Harsha's control. Harsha controlled these later Guptas for a certain period of time. And these are the minor kingdoms, the minor, see, this is quite easy to look for in history about minor kings and rajas rather than looking for terms, because terms could be thousands. Terms could be thousands, but kingdoms are there. The major kingdoms, the minor kingdoms would be there. If you look at just search chronology of different kingdoms, you will come up with all these particular kingdoms too. Okay, and the last ruler was Jivitagupta II. Jivitagupta II. Another regional kingdom we can talk about, that is the Varman dynasty. They ruled between 650 to 770 AD. Look at that one. These are all late ancient, beginning of the early medieval times period. And Yashovarman was the founder of this particular dynasty, and after defeating Jivitagupta, again continuation. Okay, after defeating Jivitagupta, that is Yashovarman founded this particular dynasty at Kanauj again. So Kanauj had 3 dynasties as capital. We can talk about the Maukharis, then again Harshavardhana, then again Varman dynasty also. Okay, and the source about this particular dynasty will come to know through, that is Gaudavaho. It's a Prakrit poem by Vakpati, his court poet. Whose court poet? That is Yashovarman's court poet. Okay, and the last king of this particular small dynasty was Bhoja, and later this dynasty was replaced by Ayudha dynasty. And who are these Ayudha? Indra Ayudha, Chakra Ayudha, Vajra Ayudha. Okay, over there during the time period of tripartite struggle, you know, between Gurjara Pratyaras, Rashtrakutas and Palas. So that was that Ayudhas. The Ayudhas were also part of that tripartite struggle because they were very weak rulers. And Rashtrakutas, then again Palas and Gurjara Pratyaras wanted to replace Ayudhas. Okay, these are regional kingdoms which are there in answer options. We discussed about them. Okay, and then Kakatiyas of Warangal, that was also there. Yadavas of Devagiri, Kakatiyas of Warangal. Okay, that was a little bit of contemporary to the medieval times. So we are coming into medieval time. Again, one slide itself, not more on that one. We are not doing PhDs on this particular dynasties. Okay, then 12th to 14th century, that is 1160 to 1323. To be precise, they ruled over Eastern Deccan region, that is Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Odisha and Karnataka region. Okay, then again capital was Warangal, and today it is called as Warangal. It used to be called as Warangal in Telangana. Okay, region. And again feudatories of Rashtrakutas and Kalyani Chalukyas who ruled over Karnataka. And these Kakatiyas were feudatories of Rashtrakutas and also Kalyani Chalukyas also. And they are majorly Jainism to Hinduism converts. Okay, the major rulers we can talk about Prataparudra I, 1163. Then one female ruler was there, very famous, and movie was also made about them, that is Rudrama Devi. Then again she repelled Yadavas or Sevunas of Devagiri, who were the contemporaries of this particular dynasty. Devagiri is just above north of, okay, northwest of, we can talk about this Telangana or Warangal region, and that's in Maharashtra and border of Madhya Pradesh we can talk about. And Marco Polo, one of the Venetian merchant, visited India, Venetia, that is Italy, and he mentioned about Rudrama Devi. Okay, so visited India between 1289 to 1293. Okay, is a Venetia, that is Italy we can talk about. And siege of Warangal was done by Alauddin Khalji, and that is Prataparudra II, one of the last rulers. So he paid tributes to Alauddin Khalji in 1310. Okay, so that is how, and 1323 this rule came to an end by this point of time. And this is about Kakatiyas of Warangal, because UPSC concentrating on these minor kingdoms, I thought I would give the brief overview of all the major, I can't use the word major also, there is kind of minor kingdoms we can talk about. Then Yadavas or Sevunas of Devagiri, 1187 or 1317 CE, almost contemporaries, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Madhya Pradesh region. Okay, and capital was Devagiri, or Daulatabad, was renamed as Daulatabad by Muhammad bin Tughlaq when he wanted to have a second capital from Delhi to Devagiri. Exodus to Devagiri it is called as. Yeah, they are feudatories of Kalyani Chalukyas. Now the feudatories of Rashtrakutas and Kalyani Chalukyas were Warangals, or Kakatiyas of Warangal, but Yadavas of Sevunas of Devagiri were feudatories of Kalyani Chalukyas. The Kalyani Chalukyas were again ruling over Karnataka, particularly northern part of Chalukyas. Again, Chalukyas are 3 Chalukyas in Karnataka, and in Andhra Pradesh there is Badami Chalukyas are different, Kalyani Chalukyas are different, Vengi Chalukyas are different. The most famous are Badami Chalukyas, Pulikeshu II, and Billama V. He declared independence from Kalyani Chalukyas, we can say. And again, this Devagiri was also seized by Alauddin in 1308, and Ramachandra Ramadeva, he paid tribute to Alauddin Khalji. So we are just merging with ancient early medieval as well as medieval also. And these are all answer options given in different questions. And Saint Dhaneshwar, one of the major saint of Maharashtra Dharma. We'll talk about Maharashtra Dharma, one of the Bhakti movements in medieval session. We'll talk about that one. He wrote one book that is called Dhaneshwari, and that is in Marathi, because Maharashtra Dharma contributed for the growth of Marathi literature, and Dhaneshwari was written and during the time period of this particular Ramachandra's role, and because it is majorly ruling over Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh region, so Maharashtra Dharma was also taking place. So now Dhaneshwar wrote about Dhaneshwar, that is work in Marathi language. Okay, and Paramaras of Malwa, that was also there in answer option. Their capital was Dar, that is in Madhya Pradesh, and later capital was Mandav, Madhya Pradesh, then again also called as Mandapadurg. Okay, so Upendra was the founder of this particular ruler, particular dynasty, early 9th century. We're talking between 800 to 900. Okay, so that is when this particular dynasty was established. And of course, they are Rajputs. Okay, again other Rajputs kingdoms were mentioned in some other answer option in medieval times. We'll come to that one. Chandelas were mentioned. Okay, so we'll talk about Gahadavalas were mentioned. We'll talk about that one. And another ruler was Siyaka II. And he is known for defeating Rashtrakuta ruler Kottiga on the banks of Narmada. Now look at all these contemporaries. So they might maybe 1 or 2 questions from this particular region too. Okay, so I have given the most of who are these feudatories and which ruler defeated which particular other ruler. So you have to consolidate all those things. That is giving different interlinkages, different flow charts that you can definitely use over there. Okay, so invaded the capital of Rashtrakutas, that is Manneketa, that is again Karnataka region. Okay, today it is Kalburgi district of Karnataka. Okay, Manneketa or Malkhet, that is the capital of Rashtrakutas, and that is Paramaras ruler Siyaka II. The founder was Upendra. Okay, and again another Malwa ruler, Paramaras of Malwa ruler, Bhoja, their greatest king, ruled between 1010 to 1055. He defeated Chalukyas of Lata, that is Gujarat. Again, these are different Chalukyas. This is the 4th Chalukyas, and these actual word used as Chalukyas are Solanki Rajputs, and they have no relation whatsoever with the southern Chalukyas. That is the Badami Chalukya, Kalyani as well as Vengi Chalukya. These 3 Chalukyas have interrelation, southern Chalukyas, but the Gujarat Chalukyas have no interrelation, no connection whatsoever with these Chalukyas. And they formed an alliance against the Kalyani Chalukyas. Who? Bhoja. That is Kalyani Chalukya king Jaisimha. Okay, he had issues with Bhoja. Okay, and this alliance of Bhoja with Rajendra Chola, that is Cholas. Look at again one more, how we can say the contemporary dynasty, the Chola dynasty. Let's say it was a mixed result of this particular battle. Sometimes they won, sometimes Jaisimha won. And Bhoja also defeated Shahamanas of Shakambari, another Rajput kingdom we can say. Shahamanas of Shakambari, and he supported Shahi rule Anandapala and his fight against Ghaznavites. Muhammad Ghazna's rule and Ghaznavites invasion was happening, and he supported Shahi ruler Anandapala, and he established a Bhojashala, which was center of Sanskrit studies. Okay, at the same time he also established temple of Saraswati at present day Dar, that is their capital. Paramaras of Malwa's capital, that is in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, and again Gahadavalas of Kanauj, this was also there. One answer option was there. We'll come to that particular question. They asked about we can say which of the following dynasties were ruled during the 8th century AD. Okay, so Chandradeva, okay, the 1090 is the founding ruler of the dynasty. That is around 11th century we can say. 11th century, and Govinda Chandra was one of their rulers between 1114 to 1154 and defeated Ghaznavites. We're talking about early medieval times. We finished ancient India, but not literature part. We'll come to that one. And Jai Chandra was one of their rulers, 1170 to 1194, and he had conflict with Prithviraj Chauhan. He invited Muhammad Ghori to defeat Prithviraj Chauhan, and city of Kanauj was attacked by Muhammad Ghori during the time period of Jai Chandra. And there is a relation between Prithviraj Chauhan and marriage relation between sisters and everything. We don't want to get into that one. And Jai Chandra got defeated by Muhammad Ghori in Battle of Chandawar, okay, near Agra, that particular place in 1194, and later he was drowned in river Ganga. By whom? By Muhammad Ghori. Okay, so initially he was defeated, allowed to rule, but later he was drowned in Ganges river. Okay, so this is Gahadavalas. That is also one of the we can say the Rajput dynasties which was there. Asked in one of the answer option. We'll come to that one. And ultimately, this Gahadavalas of Kanauj was conquered by Delhi Sultans. So most of these areas became part of Delhi Sultans. The administrative terms of Gahadavalas: treasurer was called as Bandagarika, and at the same time accountant general was called as Akshapatalika, and then again chief physician was called as Bishak, then again astrologer was called as Naimittika, okay, and again in charge of queen's quarters was called as Antapurika. It's called as Antapurika, and then again political agent was called as Duta or envoy or ambassador we can say. You can go through these particular terms also, because Rajputs now, because last couple of years gaining some traction, one of the major dynasties of Rajputs was Gahadavalas. So that is the reason I have gone little deeper in this particular dynasty. Okay, so administrative divisions were also there, and that is Vishayas are called as provinces, then sub provinces were called as Pataka, okay, and then again group of villages are called as Pathala, maybe, okay, and patronized Shaivism, Buddhism, and even Jainism also to some extent. Most of the Rajput families also gave patronage to Jainism also. Okay, now Hoysalas, the 10th to 14th century. Okay, Hoysalas were feudatories of Chalukyas of Kalyana, Rashtrakutas, Chalukyas of Kalyana, then again Hoysalas in Karnataka. Okay, so Dwarasamudra was their capital, Alibedu, and recently I think Hoysalas are in news because of Hoysala's temples became 42nd UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Salah was the founder of this particular dynasty. He was succeeded by Vinayaditya and Ballalavan, major rulers. Then again Vishnuvardhana, he is the most major ruler and the greatest Hoysala dynasty. and he completely routed Cholas, and he occupied, or we can say he invaded Cholas capital, and also Cholas, we can say he defeated Cholas in one of the regions called as Talakadu, the Battle of Talakadu. So he got the title Talakadu Gonda. Okay, that is the slayer of the Talakadu, or the person who invaded Talakadu and defeated Talakadu. And to commemoration of this victory, he built Kirtinarayana temple at Talakadu and Chanakeshwara temple at Belur. Okay, Chanakeshwara temple. That is presently UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is one of the temples, Chanakeshwara temple. So they can interlink different dynasties and art and culture to politics also. That can also be done. Now, administration of Hoysalas, different provinces chronologically in descending order of geographic size. That is Nadu, we can say province. Under Nadu, there was Vishaya, and under Vishaya, there was Kampana. Under Kampana, there was Desha. Okay, so these kind of different terms are there. And revenue officials, they are called as Gaundas, and they were assessing revenues and collecting taxes from agricultural sector. And again, Pancha Pradhanas were there, they were senior ministers. And then again, foreign affairs ministers were called as Sandhi Vigrahi. Okay, at the same time, chief treasurer was called as Mahabandari or Iranya Bandari and connected the top level government affairs. These are terms associated with Hoysalas because Hoysalas are in news. And these are all nothing to understand over here because you have to memorize all these kind of things. You have to keep on revising these terms because Nadu is a term that you keep on hearing in terms of the Pallava dynasty also and Chola dynasty also. That is also there in Hoysala's dynasty. The Vishaya that you can see in Gupta dynasty administration also. Again, Desha, these kind of terms are there. And these official terms we can also see in Vijayanagara kingdom because Hoysalas later succeeded by Vijayanagara. Again, Pancha Pradhanas, Sandhi Vigrahi, Mahabandari, Iranya Bandari, these are all chief treasurers. And then again, Dandanayakas are army leaders, the chief judges were called as Dharmadhikari. Chief leader was called as Dharmadhikari. These are some of the terms associated with Hoysalas. Then again, local officials are called as Nyayamurtis or Nyayadishas, who looked after justice administration at the local courts. Justice administration at the local courts. So, okay, these are all administrative terms we can talk about that related to Hoysala's time period. Okay, now look at this question. Consider the following dynasties. So first we discussed the dynasties which were there, and now we are coming in to answer the question. Hoysalas, Gahadavalas we discussed, Kakatiyas we discussed, Yadavas of Devagiri we discussed. Okay, how many of the dynasties were established during early 8th century AD? None of them were. Because Gahadavalas talked about 11th century, Hoysalas were 9th and 10th centuries, Kakatiyas and Yadavas were 11th centuries, 12th centuries. So none of them were established during 8th century. It's a simple question, all these things. Simple chronology based question, simple kings based question. The answer is none. Okay, because none of them were established during that point of time.